Come on, give it up.
Let y'all come and see the show. What? What? Don't start no shit.
Very good afternoon, everyone. Hello, hello. We are live over YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitter. Welcome to another episode of Alive with me, Daphne Iking. Yes, let's fix myself up first because I'm wearing my new breastfeeding friendly nursing top and I think my boobs are coming out. Sorry, TMI, I know, but it's just that Elon's still asleep and I'm supposed to be feeding him. Anywho, back to the show. Today I touch on a very delicate topic as I've lost some dear ones to cancer. So when I found out another person that I love was diagnosed with it recently, naturally I was floored, but I'm also a big believer in the law of attraction. So rather than focus on the uncertainties, I'd rather focus on proactive words, thoughts and action to help her through it. Rather than surrendering to despair and impersonal medical treatments, growing numbers of cancer patients are empowering themselves with information and control over their therapies. Now the trend is finding acceptance in mainstream medicine and helping people with cancer to lead healthier lives. I first met my guests on the set of Say Yes to the Dress. I'm just gonna play back this video just so that people would be enlightened about this show. Yes, so I first met her on the set of Say Yes to Dress, which I was the host with Dato' Jovian, and her story was one that really touched my heart, but more of that in just a bit. Now, unlike most of the other participants in the show, I kept in touch with her and we became quite close. We had many issues and things in common. For instance, the issue on statelessness, our love for ritual spa products, which she introduced to me, to getting pregnant and finding out herbs that will help each other. So it's easy for our acquaintance to turn from working colleagues to friends quite easily. Ladies and gentlemen, she was recently diagnosed with ovarian cancer stage 1C and just literally got discharged from the hospital, and she will be sharing her harrowing journey finding out on her endometriosis. I hope I pronounced that correctly, which she suspected, the doctor suspected, and then they found out that it was actually cancerous cells. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my warrior friend, Ellice Hendricks. Hi, welcome to the show. Let's see if we can hear her. Yes, Elyse.
Hello.
Boleh dengar? Firstly, you look fabulous. Thank you for agreeing to come on the show. You literally just came out from the hospital yesterday, right? Was it yesterday? Yeah. It's your second surgery in less than, 2 weeks? You're mad. Yeah. And here you are today agreeing to talk to me live when you really should be resting. I don't even know where to begin to talk to you. I would say, how are you? But that's just so generic. But really, how are you?
Well, it's been a really roller coaster for the past 2 weeks, but okay, not too bad. It's like the physical pain is past now, so I'm all right. I'm actually looking forward to recover and see what's next for me.
Okay.
Because it's just too much to sink in, but I think I managed to sink in all at once within a week. Right. And it's not too bad. Actually, I'm all right.
You look great.
Thank
That's
you.
why it's hard to believe. But let's just dive straight to it. As I mentioned earlier on, what was seen and predicted to be endometriosis. I found out how to pronounce that when I got to know about your predicament. It turned out to be ovarian cancer stage 1C, which you're going to explain in more, because I didn't know there was even grades of, I thought it was just 1, 2, 3, and 4. I didn't know there was ABCs also. The initial few doctors that you met actually recommended that you remove your ovaries and uterus. So admittedly, when I first received your message, when you told me about it, I tried my hardest not to react to overly, because having had friends who have gone through it, I knew that was the last thing you want. But really, how did you feel when you first found out about it? What did Tim say? Tell us about this whole journey of yours, finding out, while I try and manipulate my anak at the same time.
No problem. So it all started with endometriosis, like you mentioned. It's basically, in March I had a bit of period pain, because I don't have period pain, you see. So suddenly I have a period pain. Then I was like, okay, maybe it's just stress. And then I took ibuprofen and it went off. And I was like, okay, so it was the stress.
Right.
And in April. And I had a bit of diarrhea before the period. And I thought, okay, I have a sensitive stomach, so maybe it's because of that. Mm-hmm. And I ignored it again. And in May, that was where the disaster happened. I had an acute pain. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't walk. I couldn't talk. It was just basically one full day. It was about 7 p.m. And I just sat down about to enjoy my satay. And then suddenly just bam, that feeling just came in. I was like, okay, that's weird. And then I was like, try to stand up. And I walk around. I was like, okay, this is getting worse. I told my husband, Tim, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to the room and rest. So the moment I lie on the bed, I jump up. I just going to lie on the bed at all. And I can't do anything. And then I try, okay, maybe I should roll on the bed and see how it goes, rest on the bed. I can't even sit down on the bed. And the pain just gradually just increased. And I know that it was something wrong. And I told my husband that, you know what, I have to go to the hospital. And thank God, in front of our house, it's actually Colombia. So I just went admitted to the hospital under emergency. And the doctor actually diagnosed me as UTI, urinary traction infection. Yeah. So I was admitted for 2 days. And what happened was the doctor actually said, you know what, since you have pain, I'll put you on CT scan and see how it goes. The next day, the report came back, and the doctor said, actually, you're perfectly fine, except for one thing. There's something on the right ovary. But they cannot tell what was that. They say there is something. So they showed me, you can see like a kidney bean size thing. Right. So I was like, you better go and see your gynae. I was like, okay. So I went back to my original gynae. So I went back to her, and she checked. At first, she thought, probably you have an acute, ectopic pregnancy. And, got to take a blood test. And I did a blood test, and then it came out 2 hours later, the report, you're not pregnant. And then she said, okay, you know what? I'm going to put you on MRI. I was like, sure. So I went on MRI. I remember there was one day before the Raya. And the report came back, and it says that suggested as endometriosis. So it's a mouthful, right? Endometriosis. In short, it's blood cyst or chocolate cyst. And then I was like, okay, very interesting, and I didn't know about it. And I started studying about what endometriosis is, and I started looking for second opinion because, there's only one doctor. As much as I trust my gynae, I look for second opinion, which I did. And they also mentioned the same thing because, I still want to conceive, and I just got married 2 years ago. I still want to conceive. So any laparoscopy would damage the eggs. So I met another doctor who says that, yes, it may damage probably like 10% of it. So I wasn't ready. So I was like, okay, let's see how it goes. But in between, actually, my gynae gave me 3 weeks of Bufuston in case I get pregnant. The medicines that are supposed to control the endometriosis so I won't have pain.
Okay.
So I popped that for 3 weeks. And out of the blue, my gynae and I had a miscommunication. Actually, it's from me. It's like I thought that I was supposed to go for a pap smear scan, but turned out to be it's actually a follow-up check on the cyst. Okay. So she actually scolded me because I cancelled the appointment, and she pushed me and she said, "You better come now tomorrow." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I have to go. So 2 days later, I went to her and she said, "I really got to check your cyst," and you'll be surprised the cyst went from 2 weeks ago was 5 cm. To 16 cm in 3 weeks.
That's like a size of your...
Yeah, it's quite big.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So it was 16 cm. She was shocked. Yeah, she was like, Elyse, this is not right. As much as I know you want to have kids, you have to remove this. And I was like, okay. And she didn't want to do the surgery for me because she knows that I want to conceive. And she suggested that, you know what, why don't you be with somebody who also takes care of fertility in case in the future you want IVF, it's a long-term plan. She's always on the bigger picture, and that's why I really loved her.
Right.
And then I said, okay, no, why not? We go to this doctor. So I went to this gynae, and this gynae was like, I met him before. So we went there, and then we consulted, and then the next week I admitted for the surgery. Everything went well, actually. Everything went well. But the only thing is that nobody knew it was a cancer. So what happened was, the inside the ovary, that's where all the endometriosis is sitting inside,
Okay.
and some outside. And the doctor only cut a little bit because they
just
didn't want to
the
damage it. Yeah, you literally, instead of cutting everything, they cut just small little lesions. So you have a bit of leftover here, everywhere.
Right.
So because nobody knows it was cancer, right? So they sent it to the lab. The report actually came out on Friday, but nobody called me because they were shocked. The doctor was shocked. And then they submitted for a second opinion for a different lab to double confirm before it announced to me. And it came back on the second report on Monday. It was confirmed, stage 1. And they have to call me because my appointment with the doctor was on a Saturday, and they called me on a Tuesday and say, can you come tomorrow? We need to check your wound. No doctors will call you and ask you to come in advance.
They didn't even mention it on. So at that point, they didn't say anything yet, too. Okay.
Say, no, everything is fine. We just want to check your wound. I was like, yeah, I do watch drama, okay? So I kind of know something was not right. I watch a lot of Cantonese drama. So, yeah. So I was like, no matter what happened, I must embrace. That was my prayer to myself that night before I went to the hospital.
You knew something was off.
Yeah lah, of course, because call you in advance, I cannot tell you you're pregnant. So I was like, sure, something is wrong. But I didn't know what was wrong. Probably my instinct was maybe cancer. There is a small minimal of my instinct told that it's probably cancer, nothing else, right? So I went there, and it took the doctor a while to announce it to me because he knew how much I wanted.
Was Tim with you at that time? Yes. Okay.
In fact, the guy, he said, is your husband coming together with you? Is he available to come with you? That was kind of a bit of a sign already, right? And Tim was there. So they moved me to another room, and he sat down. He was like, oh, let me have a look at your wound. And I was like, okay. And, last week, this is what happened, and we sent it to the lab. This is what came back. And actually, this is a cancer. And I need to emphasize this so that it doesn't scare everybody. It's like, for endometriosis case, right, there's only 1% to 2% women that will have cancer. It's not every endometriosis or every cyst is cancerous. I am the unlucky one, and this kind of jackpot I can in life. So this is my jackpot. So
it's amazing how you can just make this into a joke also at the same time. But yeah, continue.
Oh, trust. It's like, I asked myself, boy, what kind of joke is this? Of all jackpot, you don't give me, the money, what tak apa lah, ini kena cancer, what kind of jackpot? And the doctor did mention it's only 1% to 2%. See how low the chance is. And
I can see why you say I'm the unlucky one.
Exactly. The lucky part is early stage. The unlucky part is I kena.
What does it mean by 1C? I always thought there was 1, 2, 3, and 4, but I didn't know there was an ABCs also.
There's an ABC. So originally, kalau let's say the gynae did not cut off the cyst, they found out through biopsy, or maybe I have a history, they would just remove the whole ovary. Mine would have been a case cancer 1A. But because it was cut, and there was cells that left over in the ovary itself,
right?
It will spread, so it becomes 1C. It will escalate, so it's like upgraded for no reason. I mean, I upgraded for a reason, but this kind of upgrade, I memang tak maulah, tapi kena apa macam, right? So, yeah. Does it make sense to you?
So yesterday, you went in for the surgery for what? Because the first one was to buka the cyst, which you thought it was, non-cancerous. You didn't have, you just thought it was a normal cyst. And then yesterday was to
remove the ovary.
Just the ovary,
The
because
right ovary.
all right. So now it's not drastic. You don't have to remove the whole uterus and both your ovaries. Thank God for that.
Yes. That is because I've met 5 doctors in 3 days. So I met 5 doctors.
Out of the
In
5
3
doctors,
days.
how many of them mentioned that it's wiser for you to just remove the whole uterus and 2 ovaries?
4 doctors.
So this final doctor was the only one who said, you know what, I think we can do this. And that's why you've decided to be more positive and just focus on whatever you have. Because I've been going through your stories, of course. Naturally, we stalk each other. And so I was going through your stories and read your updates and shit. Woman, you're here talking to me as you've just come out from surgery yesterday. I don't know where you get your positivity from, your energy from. How do you do it? Why are you always so positive?
No lah. I don't think, like every human is always positive, every day positive. Everyone have their own downtime. Trust me, when it was announced to me, I was quite steady. When the doctor announced, I was quite steady.
Right.
Till he said, you have to remove both ovaries and your uterus.
Okay.
I broke down and I cried. I cried until my mask pun tak boleh pakai because I was really crying nonstop. And my husband cried. I think we both cried for 2 different reasons. I cried because it's just sad, that you get to tell this where all you want is just one chance to be a mother. And my husband cried because he knew that I've gone through a lot of pain my whole entire life, like for the past 30 over years. There's so many things that happened to me since I was born, and then suddenly, things turns good a little bit, and it happened again. Something that I have to go through, and it's painful for him. So we both hug each other and cry in the clinic for a while, and for a little while actually. And then after that, he comforted me. He said that we can do this. So then, when the gynecologist moved me to the oncologist. So there's something called gynecologist-oncologist, means a gynae that takes care of cancer only.
Right.
That doctor was the one that told me that I have to remove everything, and the doctor said, I did ask, like, how does this all happen? Why me? My life is always bad already. Like, why me? It's unfair. That was my reaction, and that was, my immediate reaction. Then my husband was comforting me all the time, and he said that maybe it's from your family genetic. I cried even more because I said, I don't even know who my parents is. I was an orphan. Yeah. And then he was like, he keep hugging me. He cannot say anything because he was tearing also. He was really crying. And then I went home. The first thing we did was I asked myself, why am I crying? That was my first question.
Yeah.
So I asked myself, why am I crying? Am I crying because I'm sad because of cancer? Or because there's something in me that, I need to address? So I actually kind of close my eyes and meditate a little bit, and I find out that the biggest pain is because I tak boleh jadi a good daughter-in-law or a daughter that become a mom, because my mom really wants to be a grandma. No. I mean that time. Faham. That time. So it's like, my mom really want to be a grandma, and my mother-in-law is fine. She's fine. She's also an ovarian cancer survivor 2 times.
Wow.
So
what are the chances?
Okay. So you can see the answer.
Sorry. Go ahead. So
you can see that my sharing on Instagram is that is either come from the family history, or some of the supplements that you take, but it's not really like a big issue, or is endometriosis is one of them. But for, like I mentioned, people who get endometriosis doesn't lead to cancer. I'm the jackpot girl, so so please don't be so like freaked out. Just because you got cyst means you got cancer. It doesn't work that way. And then the positivity came in after I addressed to both women in my life. That I spoke to them and I told them that I cannot have baby because I have to remove my ovary and uterus.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised that both my mom, actually my mom first, my mom, the first reaction from her was, it's okay, it's fine, stay positive. You must be happy from now onwards. Stay happy, be happy, then you will get through this. Don't think about all this baby stuff first. Get well first. And that was so powerful from her because I was shocked. My mom's a very traditional Chinese lady.
Yeah.
And from my mother-in-law, she was like, you must think now your focus is about your life, not the baby. Not thinking about the baby. Whether you adopt a baby or you have your own baby, it's still my grandchildren. So right after both of them said something, somehow my heart felt lighter. My heart just felt like, okay, actually I care about both of them a lot. And when I addressed to this, I still cry. I was still very down. But that moment, I told myself that, okay, I've gone through so much in my life. How did I usually settle my case? How do I overcome most of my problems in my life, from being an orphan to where I am today? It's always like, what's next? It's because it's always not about the fall. It's about how fast you can climb up from the fall.
I'm just going to stop you there because I actually have a little snippet of Say Yes to the Dress. And I think this is the reason why, your story intrigued me. It was just like one after another to another. And you just showed so much love and warmth and positivity. And your mom, the family, your friends, Tim, they were just so amazing. Let's just take a look at one of the trailers that the Say Yes to the Dress managed to do prior to the show was being aired on before her episode.
Okay.
And let's just listen to what she had to go through. And it's just like one after another. Let's take a look.
This one.
Hi, my name is Elyse. I run my own boutique PR agency.
Yeah, and I'm getting married.
Oh yeah! God, forgot about that. Getting married. Wedding is everything to me. It's a big thing. It's a childhood dream. I am an orphan. My biological parents left me the moment they just gave birth. I was left in the hospital. I was homeless for 7 times in my life. I remember every journey of it is being abused. I've even gone to a level that people threw me naked on the street. People just hate me since I was a kid. From age 0 to 5, like no one likes me. I remember at that time, I have a choice choosing a rich family and my parents. My godmother told me that I was so clingy to my dad. I just loved him. I just played with him, and I didn't want to let him go.
原本这个孩子不是我们领养的，因为他跟那个家庭不能够和谐在一起，所以才轮到我们去把他领养过来，就是这样的过程。
And my mom and my dad, even though they were very poor, they worked very hard. And I think today, they're also very proud of where I am. My godma, unfortunately, she passed away. She always wanted to see me get married.
Hi, I'm Tim and I'm Elise's fiance.
I met my fiancée last year.
I was so amazed by her. She has so much energy. She can basically hypnotize people. Like, I haven't met a person who doesn't like her. I haven't met a person who doesn't go along with anything she says. It's magic. And I'm very much a victim of that in a very positive way.
I don't think I deserve a good guy like him. He is exactly what I dreamt of about. The ideal guy I wanted when I was a kid. Till today, I still don't believe that I'm marrying this guy. Really. So I was still like, are you sure? It's like, is it real? I was still asking the question, you sure it's gonna happen? I have a dress in mind, and I'm gonna keep it very secret. And I'm not gonna tell my fiancé, I'm not gonna show him. I'm gonna surprise him. I'm excited.
And that was Say Yes to the Dress. I'm not sure if they're still playing it. I think there's some repeats on the show. But now you
Oh,
can
okay.
understand, and some of those, some of you who are watching right now, we've got a lot of people saying you're so strong, so proud of you for being so positive and a fighter and being a strong woman. This is from Suzanne T. Aziza says, saya yang menangis. Emily says, I can't imagine the cost of the treatment. Thanks for being so positive. It helps to digest the experience shared through this channel. Elyse, you are such an inspiration for all. I think for me, because I know your story already, because we bonded during the show, and it was just you being an orphan, you being abused, and you thinking so lowly of yourself, and yet you found this man who finds like you. He says the total opposite of what you say. You say people just didn't like you, and he says people love her, people like her. It's easy. She hypnotizes people, you know. And that's the reason why I was so flawed. But at the same time, I know you're so positive and so energetic. And I guess that is why one of your stories actually intrigued me. And I resonate with it because cancer patients really need that positive. In fact, anyone going through any ordeal, a very challenging ordeal, needs that positivity and love. And over your IG story, you gave tips on how family and friends can reach out to support someone who has been diagnosed with an illness or disease. Please share that with us. I mean, because sometimes we don't know how to react to someone who says, guys, I've got cancer. Because of course we're sad, but you know, give us your tips. How do we react to it?
Okay, so because this whole experience is still very fresh in me, right? I realized that, you know, it is very, very important that, let's say in my case, my surrounding needs to be positive. Don't cry for me. That's very, very important. Because when you cry, I cry, it creates the cancer cells.
Oh.
You're not helping. Because you see, I will share that a little bit afterwards because I asked Prof how relapse happened. Because mine is a stage 1. Now, the thing is that stage 1, stage 3, or stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, the process, the experience is not the same. Everyone is not the same. But as a friend, as a family members, what can you do, right? Like, you know, like somebody tells you, hey, I have cancer. Just be yourself and be positive. And please don't go and ask, oh my God, why? What happened to you? How come? Ayo, why you? Please don't do that. Because imagine I have so many friends and I have to repeat this story. I'm going to start recording it so you can just repeat, and then somebody will just have to play. Because otherwise, I have to repeat myself nonstop, and it takes a lot of my energy. So try not to ask why, but instead, like, say something positive, like, okay, you can get through this, you know? Like, okay, I've done a little bit of homework, or, you know, like, this is stage 1, you still have chance. If it's stage 3, why don't we do this? Can I drop by? So I have friends who insisted to visit me in the hospital despite COVID-19. I told them, don't come, please don't come, you know, like, it's hospital. But some turn up out of the blue. So they turned up, and I was surprised actually with their presence. Thank God my husband was around, like Tim was around. They just chit-chat among each other. And I found that it was very easy to pass through my day that way. I didn't even talk a lot. I just sat down on my bed, look at them, they were chit-chatting with each other. And I was like, oh, the 4 hours already. Allah, I wish I could say, please don't go home, but of course I cannot do that. But it's nice that you have people around, but they treat you normal.
I see. So you don't want sympathy, because I remember when you text me, right? You told me about the news, and I was deleting and you know, and then when I reread it again, when I asked you on the show, I said, jahan ya I was so like curt, because I said, it's great that you acknowledge it now. It was very curt, you know, because I said, what are the plans moving forward? And then I was so glad to see your IG story saying that, don't cry, don't kesian, don't say why, don't, you know. And I'm glad to know that is the way to go, because I was really unsure how to react. Because I was sad. I have to admit, I was sad.
I know, but there are people, like there was another lady 2 rooms from my room.
Right.
She was complete negative. That was what the doctor told me. She was complete negative, very down. Like the doctor say, you know, enter her room, it's a different environment. By the time I come out, it's like, whew, it's heavy, because she's on stage 3 and she is just already very negative. But to be fair, honestly, even I'm early stage, right? I can understand why the elderly is even harder because it takes so much of energy, your stamina, your strength, your positivity from here. Seriously, it's really hard. You have to keep telling yourself. On my day 2, I can give you an example. Like day 2, situation got this, after the surgery, day 2, I kind of sink in a little bit more. I did ask that question, why me again? Like,
So
bad.
there were fleeting moments where you go like, fuck,
Yes.
Yes,
It would happen because I walk slower, I move slower, I can't eat a lot. This kind of thing is like kind of like a setback. And I'm a person that I walk a lot. No, sorry, I walk a lot, I move a lot, and I'm an active person. So when you can't move fast, you'll be like, geramnya, you're so angry, right? So you're like, this is painful. And that happened. You must not let it continue to flow. That's very important. If you continue to flow, you will slowly move because it's the intersection between left or right, which means negative or positive. So once you address that you are moving towards the negative, it is okay to acknowledge it, but do not let it sink in.
So it's all about mental strength also. But you've got that naturally. How about your support system? How's Tim? How's your parents?
Tim is very supportive. He keeps smiling every day. And before, I was admitted, he said, "You're an amazing woman. You're the only woman that I know of that still have to be careful." So you're the strongest woman I ever known. I said, "No, your mom is even stronger." She said, "No, cannot compare."
Did you get your mom for advice from your mom your mother-in-law since she went through it twice?
No. There is the difference here.
Okay.
I realized that most of the time, the European, they don't suggest and try to be a doctor. They will tell you to listen to your doctor. They don't come up with voodoo, like tell you, you go for this, go for that, eat this supplement, do this, do that, do this, do that,
They don't give you unsolicited advice, even if you ask for it. They're very matsale in that sense, huh? Okay, faham?
Very, very much solid. So they don't suggest. So my mother, all my mother-in-law did was she just confirmed it. That's all. You can fight this. You can do this. And she didn't even bring her own self as an example. She didn't even try to remind me that, hey, mom have gone through this. You can do it. She didn't even say that. She said that I know you're a strong woman. I know you can get through this. You've gone through a lot. You can do this. It's somewhere around that line. So she remind me about me and focus on me instead of anything else around the side.
So right now you are recovering and you're on the road to recovery, you're healing, you're being positive. What's going to be happening for you for the next few days at least? I know you can't keep still. I won't even ask you to do that. But yeah, what are the plans moving forward?
Well, I still have to run the business, so I'll still have to continue, like catching up with my team, see what they're doing, and, still chasing for sales as usual. And then I still have to catch up with doctor because I have to follow up on Friday.
How many times do you have to go? Okay.
In terms of what kind of chemo I have to go through. It's an open wound that turned out to be cancer. So I'm very different. If they find out as a one hole and cut it off, then I don't have to do chemo. But because it's cut, so that means there's a chance that there is spread of cancer in my body. Therefore, chemo is part of the thing that I have to go through. And yeah, team has been really supportive, and he has been helping the house, running the business at the same time, take care of our dog, and keep motivating me and smiling and kiss me every day and tell me that, you're an amazing woman, you can do this, you can just, you're so amazing, you're so powerful. So every day he will come in, no matter how busy, he will still.
And that's very important, those words. As much as you might, in your back of your head, you might say like, yeah, he's only saying it. But it really is important to hear it, to listen to it.
Yes, from your friends, from your family, from your spouse. Please be there and say something nice, and don't find reasons why it didn't work. Every time I try to do that, team will move me and say, hey, stop that. Don't do that. There's many reasons it can happen, but we don't want to focus on that. Let's focus in healing. I want to grow old with you. Remember, we're going to grow old okay, I'm gonna cry. We're gonna grow old. We're gonna hold our hands on a wheelchair or whatever. We're gonna chase for cheesecake. So I was like, right immediately I was like, yeah, I really want to grow old with this man. Every time I talk about him, I'll cry.
He is such a lovely man, but there's one thing about you. You are very determined. I think your childhood made you where you are today, and that's where you get your resilience and your strength. In fact, maybe. I think one of the things that we also wondered was the issue on statelessness, because I was shocked to find out that you got your citizenship, Malaysian citizenship, as an adult. I think you were about 21 years old, or maybe even after, right?
29.
29?
Yeah.
I was going to swear, but I shouldn't, because sometimes my kids watch this show. I thought it was 21 because, that was crazy, because you kept going in and out and in and out. I mean, KDN, it was just crazy, right? You were telling me your story about getting your Malaysian citizenship. Why was it so hard again? Just refresh my mind.
Because the reason my case was because they cannot identify my biological parents. So they worried that diorang ni don't know come from where, then you might be communist or something. So
I'm bringing this up because yesterday at the parliament, this topic was a hot topic. So that's the reason why, I mean, just because I'm talking to you, and we wanted to do a live show to talk specifically about this topic, but yeah, shit happens. And yes, but you were chasing for a very long time, and alhamdulillah, luckily, thank God, you finally got it at the age of 29, which is actually still a very good thing, because many people don't get their citizenship. I don't know how you managed to prove it at the end of the day, because you couldn't find your biological parents' information.
I was very determined. I was extremely determined. That what I did differently from other people that I spoke about, who also, stateless and all that, I did it myself. And I told myself that no matter what, I'm going to make it. I want to be a citizen.
Yeah.
I don't want to go through the hassle. So what I did was, when I was still in the uni, every alternate days, 7:30 a.m., I will be at JPN Putrajaya. And you'll be surprised at that time, their system is always down. Always down. You go there, you're like, hi, selamat pagi. And then they were like, adik, system down lah, datang lagi lah. Mungkin. And I have to go to class, right? So then I say, mungkin esok. Dia say, tak tahulah, kita tak boleh cakap lah, system down.
Can I just interject? How did you go? This was when you were in university, right? That means your parents had to pay for private school for you. Because were you allowed to go into a government school ke macam mana?
I am allowed, actually. I'm allowed to go to school because they did a proper transition of the anak angkat
adoption, okay.
Yes, you must do that right. If you don't do that right, and it's like, if you want to adopt a kid, please make sure you go legal and do it right, because if not, the kid will suffer. Like myself, I'm lucky that my parents insist of doing it legally. So what happened was, then there will be people come and check and check the legal documents and stuff. The only way that when the issuance of the kewarganegaraan, what happened was, it was funny that they say, we cannot find your biological parents, so you have to go through this process. So I actually applied twice, not once. I applied once, failed, and then reapplied again after 2 years of application. Yeah, so twice. So the first time when I submitted, they gave someone, I don't want to blame, but I'm not blaming anybody here, but somebody gave me a form to fill. So I went through the exam, yada yada, everything, and it came back, and I was told that it was rejected 2 years later. And I was like, why is it rejected? And they said that you need to fill a form on your first IC issued by the JPN.
Right.
And I was like, you don't give me a form if you think I'm not qualified to fill, right? And of course I didn't want to argue because I'm still on the beggar side, right? So I told myself, you know what, suck it up, cry over it, and do all over again. So I cried for, I think, quite a while. And then I think I cried for maybe a week or two, because I feel it's so unfair. It's not my mistake,
Yeah.
So, and I went in again. This time, I told myself, you know what, this time I'm going to submit a Bible. So I went in, I asked for the form, I say, okay, tell me properly what I can feel and what I cannot feel. So they explain everything again. This time, thank God, I kept all my report card, all my exam paper, masa darjah 1 sampai 6 and all that. I print everything from exam paper to report card to everything that I've done in Malaysia. So when I submitted, it was this big. I said, go and read everything and digest and say, tell me again if I'm not a Malaysian. So I went through the whole exam and it was a long process. And in between, you get like people who are a little bit a bully side. I think you meet some officers are not so friendly, that they will kind of insult you a little bit because you're anak angkat. I've been through one when I submitted, and one of my friends bailed out last minute that she cannot be my witness.
Yeah.
So I went there, I dragged another girlfriend, Samantha. I said, can you please help me because I have to submit by today. She was like, Jom, let's go to Putrajaya. So she drove me there, and I told the officer, like, hey, you know what, I need to submit this, and I need to change the name of the witness because you need to. And he said, Kenapa itu orang tak boleh datang? Kenapa? Dia jual dadah. I was like, what?
That's not
I was like,
nice.
Kenapa? Dia orang jahat ke apa? Huh? Kenapa? You ask me. His whole conversation is kenapa. And I was like, Elyse, don't fall. Don't angry. Don't fall. Just keep quiet. So
Just
I kept
take
quiet.
the
I let
abuse.
him say whatever he wanted. Yeah, to me it's like, my end goal is not you. My end goal is my citizenship.
Okay.
That's my end goal.
Good.
So I kept quiet. I let him insult. Then I say, boleh ke tak boleh tukar sekarang? Then he say, tukar ini nama. So I let him rant, and then I managed to change the name. So then I proceed like normal, and then I passed through my exam. Of course, when I was in the exam
What is
room,
the exam?
you see, you need to take exam bahasa.
Oh, kena cakap bahasa Melayu lah.
Kena fasih bahasa. Also, you need to know your country very well, and you need to do karangan, penulisan. You need to be able to write in Malay, and you must be able to speak Malay. So my task was, adik tahu rukun negara tak? Masa tu, yalah, just everything. And then exam was about yourself. But the uncle next to me, I remember, I think he's about 70 years old. He can't even write his name.
Oh, yeah, poor thing. 70 years old, still wanting to try and get his citizenship, and they were being so
Yeah. I look around my room, the room, like, it's like, everyone is like above 50 years old. I was like, what are they doing here? And then some of them can't even write their name, can't even communicate, and some of them from East Malaysia. So it's quite sad that, that.
And I'm not saying that you are kaya raya. I'm not saying that you're super kaya raya, but you had that resources, that determination to go. It's expensive, It's quite a distance also to still go to Putrajaya. Back and forth. It's exhausting. Yeah, and you had that determination. Can you imagine orang yang
I just want to add, I think how your story is really inspiring is because your determination to be a Malaysian. I think that's the key word here. When I was listening to you, you really wanted to prove that you are Malaysian and you deserve it. You've done all this shit for this country. You even, I don't know whether you could vote or something. I mean, I didn't get the technicals. It's amazing that as a non-Malaysian, as somebody who's stateless, actually it's difficult for you to get hospital benefits and also even education. I do not know how do you manage to get that for primary school, secondary school and all that. But that's it lah. I mean, I think the takeaway from this was I was determined to show them that I'm a Malaysian and I want to get my IC. You see, I think that's the important bit where everybody takes for granted. There are a lot of people. I mean, best you just go through Instagram. Some of these new millennials, they don't get it how good it is to be a Malaysian. Compared to other countries, no need to compare far lah. Our neighboring countries, you compare to Singapore, you be a Singaporean, you are fucked up, man. It's so difficult. You think our country is so so dictator like? They've always had only one party, all this PAP, and they keep winning every time. And we complain why UMNO always win and all that. and then their racism is even higher than here. So I'm glad I'm Malaysian. I'm so happy that I got my IC card for free. I don't have to fight for it.
I didn't have to go through what you had to go through.
I
That's
feel
sure.
for you. But I don't know. No, in the end, you got your citizenship, right? I mean,
29 years
Yes,
old.
at the age
Yeah.
of 29.
that's beautiful.
How did
Yeah,
you travel
you-
then? That means you couldn't travel before that, or how? I mean, like
No,
no
you don't
passport.
even have a passport. No passport. You're not allowed to hold passport. So, but okay, this is the tips I learned. So because I'm always a go-getter, right? So when I was young, I couldn't believe that, as a human like me, normal cannot travel, right? So
Yeah.
I found out actually you could. You can have a temporary passport, but you need to go through a 6 months process at that point of time, yeah? So please don't quote me. 6 months process. You need to submit your name to the police headquarters to check your background, see whether you've done anything bad. You need to check, and that process just to get a small little passport that you can go to Singapore. If you want to go Taiwan, Hong Kong, you need to have the visa. Which other country you can go? East Malaysia you can go. Singapore you don't need a visa. For other country you do need a visa. So anywhere I go, I have to apply a visa. And that also you need a lot of determination because I call the police station every day. Hello, ada update tak? Hello, ada update tak? Hello, sudah check tak, abang?
So
every-
mafan, ah.
Oh yes.
So
Very
Malaysians
mafan.
out there, please appreciate the fact that you have your citizenship, okay? We've got living
Yes.
proof here virtually. That is
I mean,
really
your-
it sucks not to
Your
have a
life is
citizenship.
really a book, actually.
It is. Do you plan to write a book about yourself? I mean, you've got the skills of writing, being a PR strategist and entrepreneur.
Yes, I think about it. Like, wow, it's been a long journey. Like, I cannot talk about other people, but myself. This is a long journey. Like, I thought things are settled, but no, bam, there's another thing happen. I can complete a book with it. Like, I will write a book. That's why I've been kind of like journaling all my whole journey
Good.
out of cancer. Then I will have to find my focus and start writing. If I write, I want this book to inspire more people.
Sure.
Please, don't
That's
give up
beautiful.
me any situation.
And yeah, we'll help you. We'll make it into a movie. Why not? I get my 15%, of course.
Everyone's saying just how amazing you are, and you are indeed. I'm gonna let you rest.
Yeah.
But if there's any,
I just want to say, I mean,
yeah.
for a cancer survivor, or I don't know what the term
Cancer
is,
warrior.
or yeah.
We were trying to
You
figure out
look-
what
You look
is
great,
it?
man. I mean, I've got a few also survivor or what. I mean, I understand how they feel and all that. But I mean, from what I'm looking through this camera, you look good.
You do, girl.
And I
This
think it
hair
comes
have
from
to go
within.
soon. This
I
hair
think
have to go soon.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
are you planning to shave it off or donate it or you're gonna go with the flow?
I will go with the flow.
Yeah.
If it's something that is not too strong, I can retain. God bless. If not, God wants me to walk a journey to face, wants me to beef up. Not beef up. Embrace myself up, funny. Embrace myself, and face a different kind of out of my comfort zone and face a different situation. I will do it. And I told my husband, and my husband say, if you're gonna shave, I will shave it with you.
Because I know some chemo patients who don't lose their hair, So
Yes.
we'll go with the flow, and you know what? I'm with Tim on that. I'm on Tim with that. So let's just I'll be there with you, walking with you, okay? With me and your other
I thought
friends.
you're gonna shave your hair.
That'd be interesting,
I thought you were
you know.
going to shave your hair, B. I think it was it.
Huh?
I mean,
I've done short before,
no, when you say I'm with you to Elyse, she thought you were going to shave your hair.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I said. That's what I meant.
You heard it right here, Elyse.
I've always wanted to donate my hair.
I mean, I love you,
It's
Elyse,
not
but I'm not
great.
going to shave my hair.
It's not lawa,
I shave other parts, but
but hey, yeah. So I'll go through this with you together. I don't know what's gonna happen, but go with the flow, yo. Your final words to people out there. A lot of people are just simply so amazed by your life story. People want me to reshare some of the. Go look for her. This is Ellice Hendricks. She was on Say Yes to the
Yes.
Dress. Go and stalk her.
Yes,
She's
yes,
on private on
it's-
Instagram. People want you to unprivate your Instagram. Can you imagine orang cakap macam tu sebab orang tak boleh masuk?
Sorry. Yeah, because all this one is private, kan? Sorry, it's always private because
Yeah, like it's
well,
private.
I'm not a popular person. It's just normal person, right? So I just keep it normal. So yeah, okay, I'll do something about it later.
Because I think your cancer story is very inspiring. It is, and I'm so glad that I'm acquainted to you and with you. I love you, babe. Go and rest, please. I know it's hard for you to rest, but please do, and send my love to Tim.
No problem. But yeah, you do need a lot of support. And if you meet anybody who fights, like in my case, I just want to emphasize this because I have 2 people came to my life who actually who are cancer survivors as well, stage 3. They came to me and they dropped by to the hospital and motivate me. They send me a lot of support and love and tell me nothing. If anybody tells you cannot eat chicken, stop that person. No, because everybody will tell you things, right?
Yeah, you should eat this, you shouldn't eat that.
This la, that la. Not at this point of time. You must know when to say the right thing at the right time. Not when, people just got to know they got cancer. So perhaps just come in and say that, do this, do that, go through this. I think I can relate better with both of them because they have gone through cancer. They know my feeling. They know what I've gone through.
I think it's a Malaysian thing lah. We like to tell people to do things when they don't know anything. They don't even know how to cure themselves of a common flu, and then say cannot eat this. I think it's I don't understand that lah, Malaysians. Just stop that.
I think the best is that if you already give your trust to this particular doctor, in my case, it's a professor. So I've already passed my trust, my faith to professor. I must trust him the whole journey. In between, professor was like, of course, she called my full name and Puisan. It's like, please don't go and take your TCM, your whatever ginseng, your whatever red tape. Because many patients thought that they, have all this occupying powder or whatever. Lepas tu, they masuk hospital, surgery, cut, came out, and they survived 4 hours surgery, and they think it was the powder. Padahal it's not the powder that saved them. It was the professor that actually trying to figure out why there was like the blood flowing non-stop. That the doctor saved the patient. So you can take herbs and all that, but my take about herbs is because I'm a person pro herbs juga.
Yeah.
You need to know that herbs is a long-term thing and it's just slow results. It's for your maintenance, but it's not.
It's the same thing like those people who ate bats. Okay? And then now there's COVID-19. Simple as that. Stop it. Stop eating bats.
But you're right, you have to be careful these advice that we have from kind-hearted people with kind intentions. Cuma kadang-kadang kita kena take with a pinch of salt lah. Anyway, babe, thanks so much for sharing your journey, and I love you, love you, love you. Thanks for the rice wine. I'm using it on my soup. Love you so much, and again, send my love to Tim. Send my love to Mom. I love Mommy.
Oh yes, I'm sure I'm going to share this record to her, so then she will see you. I
Not
told
that
her
she'll
about you.
understand. I only know. 谢谢 Auntie. Okay, that's it. Oh, Colleen also says hi. Colleen, yeah, we've got a lot of mutual friends, babe. All right then, so I'm gonna let her off because she needs to rest. I'm telling her doctor's order, go and rest. Thank you once again. That is Ellice Hendricks. She is a cancer warrior, a great friend of mine who just literally walked out of the hospital from her second surgery within 2 weeks after finding out that she has ovarian cancer stage 1C, and she is fighting it. She is strong, and we're all with her, and she's so positive, and it's all about mental strength. So let's give her send her some good juju and positive vibes, okay? I was gonna share with you some other stuff, but that was quite intense, was it? But at the same time, positive. Can I share this? I wanted to share this little video. I know macam tak ada kena mengena with our topic of today, but it helped me a lot because
It's our channel. We can do it.
no, it's just that because I was feeling a lot of people know that during the MCO I didn't have the helper. I was heavily pregnant. Not many people knew I was pregnant, but I was, and I was in the nesting mode. So I was going a little bit bonkers. I was introduced to this brand. It's called Norwex. Initially, I was a little bit skeptical about the whole thing because I thought it was some MLM cult. And then I found out that I really, really love the cloth. And then I started becoming an independent Norwex consultant. And people started asking me, okay, ni apa beza dia dengan ni? So let me share with you this little test that I recorded yesterday, impromptu, about the difference between the Norwex microfiber cloth as well as your normal microfiber cloth. Here we go. Some people have asked me what is the difference between the Norwex cloth compared to the microfiber cloths, which are much more cheap.
I need to write.
Some people have asked me what is the difference between the Norwex cloth compared to the microfiber cloths, which are much more cheaper and readily available in the market. Well, besides the technology behind it, which I won't get into because I think it's easier to just show the efficiency of the cloth with this simple test that I'm going to do and I'm going to record. It's the first time I'm ever doing it by myself. So let's find out together, right? We have two damped cloths. One is the Norwex, one is the normal one. I've got my oil, I've got my ketchup. Still there. Still oily. And now with the Norwex. Wow, okay. Non-oily. And now to remove this with just water. Let's see if this can be removed with just water or does it need detergent since it has a bit of oil as well as ketchup. Right, so let's clean the normal cloth first. Just water. It has the ketchup stain. And it still feels oily. Wash my hands. It doesn't affect the Norwex. Now the Norwex. Not sure if you can see it. But the Norwex, no more ketchup and doesn't feel oily anymore. But the blue one does have a bit of stains on it and it still feels a bit oily. So I've washed both cloths with a very gentle detergent. I haven't bought my Norwex detergent yet. This one doesn't smell at all. There has no more smell of the oil, but this one still ada bau dia punya olive oil sama ketchup. So I need to rendam this one a bit longer. Obviously this is a winner. Different cloths. One is the Norwex, one is the normal one. Let's go with the normal one. Let's see how much it absorbs the water. Okay, so still has a lot more left. Then we do the Norwex. Oh dear. See the difference? So if you are interested, because I can see some people saying, wow, how do you purchase that? Please DM me. I will tell you how. I am now an independent Norwex consultant and I'm doing this because I want to get free mops. And you can find out how you can win yourself or earn yourselves free cloths as well as mops.
Babe, seriously. How many mops do you need? You got so many mops in the house.
We need a different mop for each floor.
I still cannot eat off the floor. Okay, so
you can. That's why I just pick up my cookies only at our house because our house is so clean. Our house is super clean. Okay. Yes. All right. Before I introduce or do a little quick unboxing, I just want to tell you all about Lumen Hotel reopening. Lumen was the last hotel that we went to before the MCO hit us. And they basically just sent a mass email and just to let you all know that Lumen Hotel reopening, they're introducing their flexi stay promotion because they understand that today's special circumstances, carefully curated travel plans can go awry. Thus, this promotion entitles guests to a flexible arrival date anytime from the 30th, November until the 30th November 2020. So until November, and rate starts from 320 ringgit per room per night for the Jabat room. You can also enjoy rates for other room categories. And for those returning guests, they are happy to offer special privileges just for you, namely free room category upgrade, of course, subject to availability, late checkout up to 3 p.m. because normally hotels will check out, I think at 12 if I'm not mistaken. There's complimentary premium minibar items. There's the walk-in tour of the Jonker by a local tour guide. There's 15% discount of total bill from partner restaurants in Vintry Wine Bar, as well as the Mami Jonker House, which we went to visit also during our stay, as well as concierge service by the reception. So again, go to Lumen Hotel's website and find out a little bit more with regards to their flexi promo deal. Okay, now I'm going to share with you the presents that I got from Ishia, which is the face mask people or friends that I've got to know. They're from Korea actually. Ishia, this is from Amanda and Julie. Happy belated birthday and warmest congratulations to the birth of your sweet baby Elon. I received this yesterday. So beautiful. Trust the Amanda and... Oh, should I just open it from here? There you go. Should have done that. To come up with such nice packaging. I really love Ishia brand. Oh, this is it. This is the Ishia brand that I love because it really helps to hydrate my face. And because of the hormone imbalance, now that I've delivered little Elon, it's a little bit dry, my skin, so I try to wear this mask or another hydration mask every single night just so that I can rehydrate my skin. So I guess this is the same thing. And I've got another gift here. Oh, I tried to save this. I'm guessing this is for Elon. Elon's such a lucky baby. He's been receiving gifts every single day. So I want to thank you. It's either gifts or food, which I'm really grateful for. So rezeki tu datang dari segi present, dari segi makanan. In this case, it's also dari segi baby stuff, I'm guessing. You know that when I found out I was pregnant with Elon, I was so shocked and so in denial that before the MCO took place, I didn't prepare anything. So when the MCO took place, then I realized, oh shoot, I have nothing for the baby. So luckily, I had friends who sent me their pre-love stuff, and of course, friends came in to send gifts for little Elon. Oh, you can never get enough towels and cloths. This is for Elon. Probably used by the sisters because this is something that Iman would like. Thank you so much, Julie and Amanda. Yes, more towels. You can never get enough towels. And this is by from Google Malaysia. They sent this to us from Google. Thank you for supporting Malaysia's recovery. So because you know that everyone was hit by the COVID-19, so they are encouraging you to buy and support small businesses. And this is something from Langit Beras Keladi. It's a local
From
entrepreneur.
Google Malaysia, we got beras.
We have beras.
I see.
Yes.
Yeah, you need beras, what? To eat, right?
Alright, we've got someone here, Melissa. Mandak, sorry lari tajuk. Hari tu kau dah buat unboxing spek mata budak. Di mana mau beli tu? It's from Kids Eye Care, Melissa. Colleen, haha, the mop rocks lah. I bought the Taiwan. Oh my god, it's so good, Colleen. I know, right? So you've been Norwex too, huh? We've got Sydney from Facebook here. She says, when you mentioned that uncle, now we're talking about statelessness again because I spoke to Elyse earlier on about how she managed to finally get her citizenship at the age of 29 after going in and out of KDN numerous times just to get it, just to apply for it, and finally getting it after her second appeal. So Sydney says, and when you mentioned that uncle being in his almost 70 and can't even write his own name, and other uncles and aunties in their 50s still striving to get the citizenship, that is just so sad. They've probably lived their whole life here in Malaysia and definitely contributed in one way or another, and yet being denied in their own land, and just because there are different opinions in political view, kena balik negara asal. And padahal semua Malaysian ba? Mana lagi nak balik? Gila ka? And foreigners just simply get their blue IC just to gain the extra voting. Damn those. Toot. We don't know for real, but there is speculation that there was some Project IC that took place back in the 90s or 80s. I can't remember.
It's not speculation, it's true.
So I think that's why it's a very sore spot, especially in Sabah. I've always tried to raise this issue on statelessness, but I've always been told to lay off Sabah because bukan kau tahu apa-apa. And it's really sad because it's amongst the community of my race actually yang marah sangat. But you have to understand that the issue of statelessness, it's not just about the PTI. It's also amongst those who may have not been able to register the marriage, or those yang tidak jadi kahwin. a guy who gets married to a foreigner, and then they never register their marriage, or they never get married, and then the woman runs away, or the woman doesn't want to be part of his life anymore. He wants to look after the kid. Now the kid doesn't have a Malaysian citizenship because ikut mak dia, tapi mak dia tak ada pula. So it's a very crazy, complicated situation. And yesterday when we were watching the debate on Parliament, that was the one thing that my husband quite rightfully said, like, okay, we were waiting for it. So it was brought up during Parliament, and then we were like waiting. Solution dia apa? Kenapa kamu tidak mention solution dia? Kan, Be?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, no, the problem is, this parliament actually is like a Shakespeare theatre. Talk here, talk there, berpuisi sini, puisi sana, but actually there's no solution. To me, the parliament is about there is this issue, a problem, what you bring it there, and you bring the solution, and you get a vote. Yes or no. That's why you have the opposition, that you have the government, and you vote there, and that's it. Kalau tak jadi, okay lah, then move on to the next topic. So when you go there, you keep saying, we already raised this so many times about the PTI issue, about the PPS, pas sementara PSS, pas sementara Sabah, why the government never allow it and all that. Because the government said you said you want to do it, but the problem is still there. You didn't give us the solution. So that's it. You go there, bring your solution, and then you vote on it on the spot. I don't like all this going round and round and talk. It's a waste of time.
It's not just a waste of time, but it's also unproductive, and you're not gonna get anywhere. And instead, you see our leaders making a complete fool of themselves. It was a complete circus. And then I said, like, why am I even bothering watching this? I'm so malu. Ayo. So that's why lah. I say this to a lot of people. If actually you told me this, but you told me this about the boss. Give me your analogy again. If you're not,
Exactly.
What was it again?
I think it's very simple.
Yeah.
You come with a problem without solution, then you are part of the problem.
That's right.
But you are the problem actually.
And if I was the boss and you come to me complaining about, boss, susah lah macam ni, I would look at you and I'm like, okay, then you are the problem. But if you come to me, boss, we've got a problem, there's a leakage, this, but I found a way, and these are the quotes, I've got 3 contractors and they're going to be doing this, I just need your confirmation about what, A, B, C, D, E, here, this is what, and now you decide.
Exactly.
Barulah aku promote laki tu, or perempuan tu.
No, that's right. The boss said, I hire you for what?
Exactly.
I hire you to come with the solutions, right? Yes. I just agree on it. Yes, I'm the decision maker, but before I can decide...
And that's just it. I am the decision maker. But you need to lay it out, and that's why I hire you.
Exactly. So
if like that, I might as well do the whole thing.
Yes, might as well. I don't need you.
So point to ponder, guys. Point to ponder. But then again, as much as we can bitch about our leadership and stuff like that, here as a community too, kita orang pun kena buat kita punya role masing-masing. As simple as, in fact, this was something that my husband actually saya malu or saya segan, because I'm like let's go eco-friendly, let's save the world. And padahal dia tegur saya tadi masa we were having a walk downstairs at our garden. And I threw my durian seeds outside because that's what I do. I want to make sure that you either you compost it or you throw it so that in hope that it will grow lah, kan. But I had my plastic container, and our recycling bin was no longer there. So I know that the cleaners will also recycle our plastic. So I left it there, assuming that the cleaners would do that. And then he just said to me, because we were going up the stairs, they're like, hey, you just leave it like that. What if the wind blow? And then semak. And then what happened? I'm like, true also. So we went down, and then I made sure that I, threw it responsibly. And if everyone does their part, everyone be kind, everyone be mindful, everyone does their part in helping the earth, I think this place will be a much better place. So and let's just leave positive vibes, and good juju. Let's pray for my friend Elyse and everyone else out there who may be facing some challenges of their own, be it small or big. Let's just pray for the best and do our part in being good. Alright, till then, I hope you have enjoyed our live stream today. If you have any feedback about the show or suggestions for other topics to discuss, do please leave your comments at the comment box below. For those of you who are watching us over live Instagram, the reason why you're sometimes seeing me in full and sometimes you're not seeing me is because this is not profile, it's landscape, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
No,
actually
it's cropped.
sorry,
Oh.
it's cropped.
It's called portrait. Instagram you shows portrait as well.
Yeah, because it's also being shown on Facebook, Twitter, as well as YouTube. So you can also go back to that. It's being recorded there and it's going to be kept there. And on Sunday at 3 p.m, I'll be talking to Puan Orni Othman. She is the wellness director for Tanah Merah. Because I've been getting so many queries with regards to my confinement, I thought she'll be the best person to tell you new mothers out there or moms to be about why we have to go through the confinement and what are the do's and don'ts. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask her on Sunday 3 p.m. as we discuss the topic of confinement. All right, till then, my name is Daphne Iking. He's Joe Lebosi, and it's been a pleasure truly being alive at home with you guys. Take care, guys. See you on Sunday 3 p.m.
Come on, give it up. This is very exciting, very exciting. I'm glad y'all came. Good evening. Hope I'm funny.